From the lush greenlands to the cascading waterfalls, wonders of the world, the oldest habitat of territories on Earth, a rich cultural heritage, a continent of 1.1 billion people, second largest and most populous, a continent pregnant with possibilities, home to 30% of Earth's mineral resources, 50% of its people under 25 years. Africa, the land of the great. Our spirit resilient. Our enterprise profitable. Our future inspiring. Africa is inspiring. Be inspired.
Leaders are made, they're not born. Yes, you can have natural talent, you can have original ideas, but if you don't hone them, if you don't develop them, they won't serve you well. That's the first lesson that I've learned in my own trajectory in leadership. I was taught as a young kid to be very, very conscious of my environment, to see service as the highest form of duty, to know what is going on around me. So for me, leadership can be taught. To the successor generation that we have in Nigeria, that's something that has been missing. People accidentally happen upon leadership and they don't know how to behave when they get into public office, because the place is littered with a whole range of charlatans and criminals and ne'er-do-wells who have found themselves in leadership positions, and they really turn out to be a disappointment to Nigeria. If you look at our early nationalists, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Sardauna, Hamadu Bello, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, all of them, you would notice that they went through a trajectory. Education is very important. Discipline is important in their lives. They've learned the virtues of sacrifice, of commitment in whatever they do, and of living up to a certain sense of integrity. They may be brilliant, but they also know that character is what takes you far, not just simple brilliance. Because anybody can learn in school. When you then become an adult who is saddled with responsibilities, you know that there is something that you must have beyond just being capable, because you can buy capacity. There are a whole range of consultants out there who have skills to sell, but that is not leadership. Leadership is the intangible skills that you have and that give people confidence to look up to you. And it's not just leadership in politics. Leadership exists everywhere. We shouldn't just see it in isolation or treat it as just something that only people in public life must attain. It is something that we must all learn in whatever we do in life in order to make a difference to our society. So for us, we need to have a structured approach to leadership training, to those who really stand out. And in many countries, this is something that is taught because they believe that it's not a natural. Yes, people will tell you that some people are just natural. You may be naturally charismatic. It doesn't make you a good leader. You need something in addition to that. Leadership and the successor generation is something we should give priority in this country, because we haven't given it priority for such a long time. When you actually read about leaders, and I have a fetish for that, I must say, I read biographies of those who have come before and try to take lessons from them. When you read about past African leaders, particularly early nationalists, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Kwame Nkrumah, Nwalimu, Nyerere, Nelson Mandela, and so on and so forth, you would discover that there's something that is a consistent thread in their life's trajectory towards the ultimate leadership role that they played. You would find in them that they really paid a lot of attention to personal education. They also were very, very courageous individuals. Not aimless boldness, just sheer courage in defending what they believe in. They were sticklers for what they believed in, and they never allowed people to sway them from those principles that they hold very dear, meaning that they were consistent, they were committed, they were ideological without being dogmatic, they were clear-sighted about their end state, about the goal, meaning they were very focused on what they wanted to achieve. If it was independence, they did it with every fiber in their being, going to detention, going to jail, the kinds of indignities that you would notice with such struggles never really thwarted their desire for the end state. It just made them more dogged. And when you are somebody interested in leadership, there are lessons you can consistently learn from this. And you cannot be a leader if you don't have a broad mind. You cannot be a leader if you're not very, very well informed about what's going on in other places, because that then tends to inform you on how you conduct yourself and how you lead other people who look up to you for inspiration and for education about what they ought to do.